All right, let's begin. So today, we're on exercise 7D. That's probably just my plan for today. Very simple, straightforward exercise, just a bit of number crunching involved. We're familiar with standard deviation. Hopefully we've sort of been doing that since year 10. All right, it's a measure of spread, of central tendency. And we also introduced you to this new word today, variance, which is the standard deviation squared. So just another measure of spread, right? So you'll be asked to calculate both today. Now, for this distribution, it's the mean and the standard deviation. Find the random variable x is the number of fish Poppy might catch while fishing. All right, find the mean of the distribution. I've gone ahead and calculated that because we've been doing it ad infinitum. So that's part A. Part B, hence calculate the standard deviation. So I'm going to explain this formula here. All right, that's the one that we're going to be doing. Now, these have popped up in the exam in the past and in the test. It's not so much that get the value, they're more interested in write an expression for the standard deviation, which means they want you to show what's something you could put in your calculator to evaluate. That's where it comes in. So that's where they're interested in this formula. So it's the sum, it's the square root of the sum of each event, take the mean squared, multiplied by the respective probability of that event. Okay? So let's bring it all together. I'm going to put the square root on last, but to start with, I'm just going to do the event, take the mean. So our first event is 0. So we have 0, take the mean. All right, the event, take the mean squared, and then multiplied by the probability of that respective event. Okay? Plus, because it's the sum of, all right, plus, we move on to the next event. That event, take the mean squared, and then multiplied by the probability of that event, and we'll keep going. 2, take the mean squared, multiplied by 0.3, and 3, take the mean squared, multiplied by 0.15. And then, that would be the variance. So to get the standard deviation, it's the square root of all of that. And I'll just do that really quickly in my head. 0.969. 0.9695. All right, so I've said before, whenever I'm stating the 3 significant figures, I'll state 4, and then I'll round here to the 3, and I'm listing the 0, not because it's necessary, but just to demonstrate that's 3 figures. Okay, really good. That's what we're doing today. All right, so write it out manually, but when you do the calculation, remember how I showed you the other day you can do mean in your calculator? There's actually an option that pops up for standard deviation as well. So if you scroll through, it gives you all the details. I've used sigma x, that's the mean of the distribution I've got there, 0.9695. So rather than typing in all this in my calculator, what a pain in the ass, I just put this in the stat mode. So give that a whirl. You're expected to know the